I don't want the patient to be unable to move. This will give freedom of movement.
Sisri Kang is Cambodia's first female prosthetist.
How did you lose your leg?
I stepped on a mine while I was working.
Injuries from landmines buried during Cambodia's civil war are a common thread. Sisri boasts 20 years of experience in her profession. She has produced prosthetics for more than 1,200 patients.
We all look up to her. She gives precise instructions and is like an older sister we can ask about anything.
She'll go anywhere that her patients need her.
Her arm is still new, so she's not used to it yet. A perfect prosthesis should serve not just as a tool, but as a life-changing source of hope. My job is to walk together with patients to help them become independent.
Her story. Phnom Penh, the capital of Cambodia. Sisri works at a clinic in the city.
How is your leg? Is it loose?
I think it's a little loose.
This man stepped on a landmine while working in the fields. He visited the clinic because his prosthesis is starting to feel uncomfortable.
Try and walk a little. Your balance isn't so good. Isn't it hard to walk? This side is low.
Sisri decides to replace the leg. She takes a new mold of the patient's thigh and adjusts it to better fit. The same patient's musculature can change depending on their age and lifestyle, so minute adjustments are required to make the prosthesis fit properly. The clinic is operated with funds from nations including the UK and Japan. The donations allow all treatments to be provided free of charge. Around 20 patients visit the clinic every day for treatment and rehabilitation.
That looks just right. It's better than before. Your balance has improved too.
Those of us with mobility issues can tell the difference when we use Sisri's prosthesis. It's very comfortable. I feel like I can do anything.
During the Cambodian Civil War beginning in the 1970s, landmines were buried all around the country. This tragic legacy remains, with more than 6 million mines still buried in Cambodian soil. The mines are estimated to have injured a total of more than 50,000 people. To help the victims, in the 1990s, the Cambodian government appealed to a British NGO for assistance in training prosthetists. Foreign specialists were dispatched, passing their techniques on to Cambodians. There are now 59 local prosthetists working across the country. These skills are a great relief to people in Cambodia who have lost limbs through traffic accidents or illness. Prosthetics usually need to be adjusted once every 6 months due to wear and tear or the growth of the patient. Sampors is a university student.
I've come to hear about your prosthesis and your school life.
Sompoors first visited the clinic when she was 8 years old. She was born with a disability affecting her right leg and required an artificial limb below the knee.
Have you lost weight?
Maybe during the first quarter.
Do you have pain from it slipping?
It's okay.
It's tilting a little. I'll need to make another one.
Cicely recommended that Sompoors attend university and also helped her commute and apply for scholarships.
Was it the right decision for you to study accounting?
I'm enjoying my courses.
Any trouble with your leg?
No, nothing really. I learned from you that I'm the same as everyone else.
When Sompoors was younger, her parents were embarrassed about her disability and always kept her indoors. She grew up frightened of the outside world.
I used to think that I had no right to live in this world. Cicely took the time to teach me to value myself.
It's because of Cicely that our daughter has been able to achieve so much. We couldn't have done it by ourselves.
Thanks to her prosthesis, she's able to study, do housework, and even play sports.
As a fellow woman, she understands how I feel, and I can talk with her about anything. I'm glad it's her examining my leg, since it would be too embarrassing to have a male prosthetist look at it. Now that I have this leg, everyone treats me as an equal.
Looking at the inspiring women of Asia through the photographs on their walls.
This is a photograph of my late father.
Cicely is inspired and supported by the memory of her father, who died at the young age of 52.
When my father left the army, we were very poor and lived in an impoverished area. He used to say to me, "If you are true to yourself, you need not fear others. That's why you should always be honest with yourself as you go about your life."
Cicely was born in 1980 during the Civil War. At a young age, her dream was to help other people. When she was 16, Cicely's father took her to a school for training prosthetists.
When I was in the waiting room at the school, I watched a boy with swollen limbs crawl past me. I remember his sad and exhausted expression even today. But before long, after finishing the treatment, the boy walked past again using artificial limbs. The boy looked delighted and said bye-bye to me on the way out. His expression was so different after just 2 hours of treatment. And that's when I realized that this is a job that truly helps children.
However, when Cicely entered the prosthetics industry, she found it quite conservative.
I was told that there was no place for a woman and that it was a man's job. I didn't allow their words to force me away.
Even the patients found it odd to be treated by a female prosthetist.
Patients wanted to receive their treatment from a seasoned male prosthetist. To the patients, experienced men seemed strong and inspired more confidence. Back then, no one trusted a woman as a rehabilitation specialist.
Sisri was encouraged to persevere through the difficulties by the words of her father. If you are true to yourself, you need not fear others.
This is my mother. Here's my second youngest sister.
Sisri is the eldest of 8 children, 4 boys and 4 girls. Now she has 2 children of her own.
I don't know this guy, though. This is my husband. I've got one more on the way.
After her father passed away, Sisri worked alongside her mother to support the family.
My sister can be harsh, but she's always very conscientious.
She gives everything her best. Sometimes I'm amazed at the effort she puts in.
Can you come this way so that you can see him? Better to see the face, right? Not to see the back. Okay?
Sisri is also a teacher at a school for new prosthetists. Due to the increasing number of patients, training more young workers is a pressing issue.
You don't need to know everything.
The school has 23 students, of which 11 are women.
Able to send the patient to somewhere else. Safe for the patient. Yeah? Okay? I don't expect you to know everything. I don't know anything. Not.
In her lessons, Sisri focuses not only on prosthetics engineering, but also on the importance of emotional support.
Okay. So the whole reason for emotional analysis is for social interaction, right? To be able to express, to be able to talk about it.
Sisri's courses developed a good reputation, and now more than 100 students from 23 countries have learned the art of making prosthetics from her.
I am from Africa, Malawi, so that's why they send me here to have a different skill so that I can deliver it to my country and also all over the world where they may need the service of beyond work.
Today, a patient has come from 400 kilometers away to see Sisri. Srihan is 15. She was born with limb deficiencies. Only part of her upper left arm was formed. Based on her conditions, Sisri is working to provide her with a new type of prosthesis. Srihang moves the shoulder girdle forward and back to control the opening and closing of the hook.
In Cambodia, there are no hooks designed for children. I had this component sent from Germany. No one in Cambodia has done this before, so it's quite a challenge. It'll take 3 weeks to get used to. Wow, good job. You're already getting better.
Wow, good job.
Keep practicing until you can pinch someone's cheek without hurting them.
If I drop my pen, I want to be able to pick it up myself. If I drop my book, I want to pick that up too. I want to be able to drink water even if my mother isn't there.
You can't just have a single manual when it comes to making a new limb. The appendage will only fit the person for whom it's made, and each individual patient wants to do different things. Prosthetic legs and hands are tailor-made instruments that change people's lives.
5 days later, Sraihang contacts Sisiri, saying that she wants to wear her new prosthesis to school. It takes 9 hours for Sisiri to reach Sraihang's hometown. Sisiri knows it's a big step when a patient decides to wear a new prosthesis to school or work for the first time. If the patient is concerned or lacks confidence, she's happy to provide support and accompany them.
Her arm is new, so she isn't used to it yet. Please be nice. How do you use it? So you put it on like this?
Sraihang had been concerned about putting on her prosthetic arm, but her friends help her.
Maybe it's a bit big.
Why don't you try and eat?
I bumped my head.
In the evening, Sisiri visits Sraihang's house. Now that Sraihang has a new arm, Sisiri is considering means of increasing her mobility.
I've designed something that would allow you to move around at home and in the garden.
Her proposal is to make a chair with 4 small wheels. When Sraihang's at home, she spends most of her time on this chair. To move elsewhere, she has always needed her mother's help. Sisiri wants to help Sraihang be more independent.
The height of the chair is 47 centimeters. Looks like the bed is 2 centimeters lower.
Sisiri measures various furniture to determine an appropriate height for the mobile chair. However, she soon discovers some obstacles.
This entrance is narrow. We might not be able to get a chair through here. The bathroom is all the way back here, and it might be difficult to reach.
Since Sisiri can't make the long trip very often, she's arranged for 5 local prosthetists and physical therapists to work together and make the chair. They expect to finish it by November, when Sraihang enters high school.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Wow, xê lươn nè. English mean H, mean so 18. Good job. Cái man. Hay là hiện lo phải nào không vậy?
Cambodia has a sad history, but now our economy is developing. My dream is to create a clinic for Cambodians without having to rely on aid from other countries. That would help our country become self-sufficient.